Well, hello everyone. I want to thank you for joining our ConnectALL May webinar. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Andy Salo. I am a solutions architect with ConnectALL. In my career, I've had multiple roles within the software development lifecycle. For the past 7 or so years, I've worked in the enterprise tool integration space. So let's go over briefly our agenda for today's webinar. Today I'm going to discuss why integrations in many organizations today is important. I will then give a brief overview of what ConnectALL is and what benefits it can provide your organization. Next, I will show a simple common integration use case that a lot of clients use and that ConnectALL supports. I will also give a demo of the ConnectALL integration platform in action, and we'll be able to see data synchronizing between Micro Focus, ALM, and Jira. And to end, I will show how simple it is to set up and configure an integration using ConnectALL. So in today's organizations, the work that we perform as software professionals exists in many tools. These disparate tools, applications, systems that we interact with are often siloed from each other. For every function within company, there seems to be some sort of specialty tool for it. Tools such as ServiceNow for ITSM functions, version 1, Jira, Jama for project management and issue tracking, Micro Focus ALM for quality assurance, Salesforce for CRM, source control tools like Bitbucket, Subversion, Jenkins for automation and CD, and the list goes on and on and on. And that's not even to mention the many support roles such as managers, support desk personnel, developers, analysts, and operations people who all use and interact with these tools. As you can see in this graphic, this leads to a sort of tool explosion or a spider web of tools and roles that can become quite daunting to work with, let alone pull your needed data from. This is where ConnectALL can help. So as you can see here, ConnectALL will help you unravel and bring order to this tangled mess by intelligently moving data between your systems. ConnectALL does not replace the systems that are working for you, it connects them. Users continue to operate within the systems that they choose, while ConnectALL automatically manages the data and the processes. So the ConnectALL integration platform is designed to unify your people, processes, and tools, starting from ideation to deployment and beyond. When this unification occurs, the benefits can pile up, such as end-to-end traceability and visibility across your lifecycle. Teams and stakeholders will now have insight into data that may not have been available to them before. Common information can be shared across a broad range of ALM applications, allowing the integration of these applications into a seamless workflow. Let's next discuss the goals and some more of the benefits of integration and ConnectALL. So with ConnectALL, the benefits are many. No more cutting and pasting and manual rework as data is synchronized between tools. Users will now be able to work in their enterprise tool of choice and focus on value-added tasks rather than spending their time logging in and out of multiple applications. When these bottlenecks are removed, time to value will improve as workflow and process automation is realized. Collaboration increases as data is now seamlessly integrated between tools at a speed faster than any sort of manual method. And this increased productivity can lead to cost reductions. These are all many of the benefits of now having a connected and linked tool chain at your organization. So having described some of the benefits of ConnectALL, let's talk about what ConnectALL actually is. The ConnectALL integration platform is designed with minimal impact in mind. It's a standalone platform and has a small footprint, so there's no need to disrupt your existing systems with any sort of plugins. Setup is code-free and visually configured via a web interface. It supports the integration of both your cloud and on-premise applications. We also offer both cloud or on-premise installations of the ConnectALL platform itself. And we currently have support for 35 tools and applications, over 35 tools and applications. I think it's over 40 now, actually. As an organization, you'll decide what tools and artifact types you'd like to integrate. And in practice and reality, the whiteboarding and meetings to decide what you'd like to synchronize will actually take longer than the actual ConnectALL setup and configuration itself. Once it's set up and running, your integrations will automatically process in the background with no user intervention required. So ConnectALL is designed to be set it and forget it. Once set up, monitoring is minimal, if any. So before we get into demoing the product, I'd like to show you a visual representation of a simple use case of a ConnectALL integration. So you can see here a Jira user enters a new bug to report a broken web link. This bug is recognized by ConnectALL, which then replicates the bug over to VSTS, where the team allocates it to a sprint for the development team to work on. So now the development team has a task on their board to be worked on. And when this work item is completed in ConnectALL, it will create a test artifact to be assigned to the QA testing team in Micro Focus ALM. And it will also update bug in Jira. So the QA team will now test this work item. Once it passes testing, ConnectALL will be triggered to close all the related artifacts that were created. So this is just one of the multitude of use cases that ConnectALL can support based on an organization's requirements and workflow needs. So having shown that, let's go ahead and show a demonstration of ConnectALL synchronizing data between Micro Focus and Micro Focus and ALM and Jira, and how simple it is to set up and configure an integration using ConnectALL. The first thing I'd like to do is create a defect in ALM. So here we are in our ALM defect module. Let's go ahead and create a new defect. So pretend I'm working as a QA tester at a financial institution, for example. Find a defect. We'll say the submit payment button does not work. Simple description. Help. I can't submit a payment. Please fix this. We'll give that a severity of, we'll say medium. Go ahead and save that. Do a refresh so we can see our newly created defect in ALM. So now that I've created a defect, let's go ahead and bring up ConnectALL in the user interface. So here we have the ConnectALL home screen. On the left side here is where you define the two applications that you would like to integrate. What you would do is choose your endpoints from the drop-down lists and provide a link name. So in this example, in use case, we are choosing Micro Focus ALM for application 1. Application 2, we are choosing Atlassian Jira. And you were provided a link name, a meaningful one, so when you look at it, you'll know what your integrations are, your tools, and maybe even your entity types. A link name. So for this demo, I've already created an application link. You can see it over here on the right. So I'll go ahead and load it from this list of saved application links on the right here. So just highlight it, click load application link. So here we have our application link tab. So I'm going to go into edit mode for this application link to show you how easy it was to set this up. Let it load here. So creating an integration is really a simple three-step process. The first step is under this configuration tab here. This is where you define the servers you want to connect to, in this case, ALM and Jira, and also where you define your authentication credentials to log into the servers. So we have our ALM URL here, our Jira URL, and our credentials for both. So once you do that, you go to your second step, which is to identify the entity types that you'd like to integrate. We can integrate any entity type within a repository. This includes user stories, tasks, test cases, or any object from the 40 plus supported tools, and that includes any custom objects you may have. So for ALM, we choose defects, and you can see a list of all the supported ones we have here. And on the right, Jira, we're choosing bugs. And finally, the third step is to identify the fields to be mapped. So we go to the field mapping tab here. It's simply a point and click exercise. All the available fields for each application entity type that we're integrating are shown here. And all you have to do is choose the fields that you'd like to map to each other. ALM on the left, Jira on the right. For a quick example, you could actually map, let's say, closing date in ALM to CA date in Jira, to dates. Then you would choose the data flow direction. We'll choose bidirectional. And then you just click the plus sign, and it's added to the list of map fields here on the bottom. It also supports value mapping. So in our field mapping here, we have severity in ALM, mapped to priority in Jira. And over on the right here, you'll see we have specific values mapped to each other under the value mapping area here. You'll notice that the values don't have to be an exact match, and in some cases, there may be more available values in one field than there are in the field that it is mapped to. For example, Jira has a value of lowest that does not exist in ALM, so we map it to low in ALM, and also for the value of very high in ALM, we map that to high in Jira. And that simple three-step process is really all there is to setting up an integration. Now that we've completed our three-step setup process, we would go back to our home screen and simply enable our new application link, and ConnectALL will now be running in the background, monitoring your endpoints for any changes that we've identified to synchronize. So having shown that, let's go to the ConnectALL dashboard to view any synchronization activity. So we can see here in the activity window that an update occurred. This activity window is where you'll see any synchronization attempts that flow through ConnectALL in real time. So we see an update, new record was created here. So let's go into Jira now and see that the defect we create in ALM has synchronized over as a bug in Jira. Refresh our list, and voila, there it is. There's our new bug in Jira. Let's open that up. So we have our heading here. We have our description, and we also have our priority, all synced over from ALM. One other thing to notice is that we synced over the ALM defect ID to the custom field ALM identifier. So a lot of customers like to create a custom field to store the record ID of the associated or linked tasks from their other integrated system, in this case ALM. This helps enhance traceability between your work items and their linkage. So if we go back to ALM, we can see the Jira record ID or key synced back to ALM and is stored in a custom field called dev ID. Yeah, so here it is in our list. If you open it up, it's also shown here on the defect itself. So let's go back to Jira and make a few updates to this bug and see these updates flow back to the ALM defect. So we'll update the priority. That's pretty important. My submit button is not working, so we'll make that the highest priority. We'll actually enter a comment too. So as a developer getting this bug in Jira, we'll say, wow, that is critical. I'll work on a fix right away. Go ahead and save that. And we can even add attachments. We can sync attachments back and forth. So let's go ahead and add one. We'll say submit payment button error. Let's say it's a screenshot here, and we'll attach that. Okay, so we've made a few updates to our Jira bug, and we'll watch that flow back to ALM. So if we go back to our ConnectALL dashboard, we should see the activity happen, an update happen in our ConnectALL activity window here. So we have this set now, and it's very common to set the sync interval to 1 minute. So what that means is every minute ConnectALL says, hey, let me go check ALM and Jira for any updates that may have occurred that I want to sync over. So it reaches out and does that. And if you're impatient like me, another option is you can go down here and click the Sync Now button for application link, and you'll see it already has, because we only have it to set 1 minute. That's not a long interval, but we'll click it anyway. And you'll see we have our updated record here. So we should be able to now go back into ALM and see that the update's synced over to the associated ALM defect. We'll hit refresh. Go back to our defect itself. So you'll see, okay, we updated the severity. It's now urgent. We have our attachment that we added to Jira synced back over. And there's our comments. Wow, this is critical. I'll work on a fix right now. So really, that's how easy it is to set up an integration in ConnectALL and see your critical data synchronizing between your applications. So for a quick summary, in this demo, I've shown you a simple integration between Micro Focus, ALM, and Jira, and data synchronizing between these two applications. I've also shown you how easy it is to set up and configure ConnectALL. So this completes my demonstration of the ConnectALL platform. If Soumya's on, I'd like to turn the presentation back over to her.
Thank you so much, Andy. That was a wonderful demonstration of how there's bi-directional flow of information between Jira and Micro Focus ALM. We do have time for a few questions, so I'm going to start off with a couple of them. And if anyone has any questions during this time, please do type them in the question box, and we will pick them up from there, and Andy will answer them for you. So Andy, the first question is, how easy or difficult is it to get started with ConnectALL, and specifically this integration?
Yeah, as you saw in the demo, it's very easy to set up ConnectALL. Really, once you've decided to move forward with it or want a POC, we would email a download link to the installer for your platform choice to you. We support either Windows or Linux installs on those platforms. You install ConnectALL on a server in your organization, and then it's just, as I showed it, it's the simple 3-step setup process I walk through in the demo. We like to tell clients that ConnectALL can be up and running in about an hour. Once running, integration between the two systems can be accomplished really in minutes, as you saw, depending on the records and how many you're synchronizing.
All right. So someone's saying that he's interested in ConnectALL, and what does it cost to purchase it?
Well, there's a few, well, I shouldn't say a few, to purchase it, you would purchase there's two parts to it, I should say. There is the core engine, which you purchase, and then you would purchase your adapters. So in this case, you would purchase a Jira and an ALM adapter. As far as price, each adapter is priced a little bit differently, but that's something that you'd work with your sales rep or account manager if you were considering moving forward. And a lot of this information is available on our ConnectALL.com website, where you can go see different plans. I mean, there's a standard plan for really small or medium businesses, and there's an enterprise plan. But for actual pricing of it and licensing, you would get in touch with an account manager or a sales rep. And also the licensing is it's a subscription license, so you license it for 1 year and then renew.
Okay. Will integrating Jira and ALM help my team streamline defects or bugs in a test environment? And does this save duplication of effort?
Yes, absolutely, Soumya. So the benefits that I discussed earlier in the presentation really all lend themselves to a streamlined tool chain. Duplication of effort is eliminated now that your defects and bugs are synchronized with each other via ConnectALL. The manual entries that you may be performing are now eliminated, and that will reduce human errors, and stakeholders will get their data faster and in the tool of their choice. This all leads to quicker resolution of your defects and faster time to value by removing any bottlenecks you may have had in your process.
All right. That's all we have with the questions, but if anyone has any more questions, you can always write to us. We will be sharing a link to this webinar to you after this session. So thank you so much, Andy. That's all the time we have for today. And I thank you all for joining the session. We do have another session on June 20th on another interesting benefit of ConnectALL. So you're welcome to join if you're interested, and hope to see you all again.
Thank you, Soumya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.